Okay, everybody, I am so thrilled today because I am joined by the lovely Georgina Campbell. You know her from Broadchurch, Krypton, and my favorite episode of Black Mirror, Hang the DJ. How are you doing today, Georgina?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I'm really excited. I was fortunate enough to get a screener to watch the film you are starring in coming out this Friday, Wildcat, and you play the badass, mysterious journalist Cat Young. So it's interesting, this film, for just seeing the type of role you're playing in it, because it's a tough role to pull off because you're captive, you're chained to a bed, and there's some like gruesome scenes here. Were you hesitating at all taking on a role like this?
Um, no, I read the script and I just thought it was written so well and it was so exciting, and the character goes through so much, so I was like really excited to be able to take that on. And yeah, I mean, we spoke about the torture, and um we tried to make it as, it's not too gratuitous. It's part of the story. It has to be there, but it's kind of filmed in a way that's hopefully not going to gross people out.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's exciting. And with that, I think it adds to the huge emotional moments your character has in this film. And it goes to really dark places for your character. Now, your process as an actress getting there, was that a dark place you stayed in? Like, are you method in your acting process, or what is that kind of like for you doing such a like dark part?
I did lots of research about people who have been abducted in real life, and they've, written books, and it was amazing. So that kind of like really got me into the headspace of understanding what it's like to be in that scenario. And also, we were filming in LA, and it was the first time I was filming there, and I didn't really know anyone, so it was quite isolating. I was kind of like living on my own in this little flat in Burbank, so I think that added to the atmosphere of it as well. But no, I mean, I wasn't in character the whole time. There had to be some
Okay. Thank God, because when I see a role like that, I always feel like, are they miserable on set too? Like, I feel bad for the actor as well. But no, that's good to hear. And interesting too, because you're mentioning research for the role. Did you also, for your research, take any inspiration from other film roles or TV or parts that you've seen in movies, or just movies in general, that kind of inspired your portrayal of Kat?
No, I would say that mostly it was the reading material, really. Like, I read about Amanda Linto and Judith Tebbett, and I watched a really good documentary about James Foley, and that kind of really helped me. And then it was just, it was in the writing, and it's you just, as soon as you're in that scenario as well, like, even though obviously it's all fake, but I was chained to this bed, and I was with such amazing actors, it all just sort of comes alive, and you feel it.
Yeah, no, 100%. You totally, and the audience feels it, and that's just a credit to your acting ability. And it's exciting for anyone like me who's a huge fan of you and just watching your career and how exciting it's been. What will you take the most from this part in doing this film when you look back at your career?
It was just an amazing opportunity to do a film. I hadn't done many films before this, and being able to get this kind of lead role, and it was really amazing experience. And working with such fantastic actors, it was really incredible working with Mido, and I learned a lot from watching him. So it's just been a great experience, and it's just made me want to do more movies, really.
That's awesome. And now I'm just thinking where my head is going, but you just mentioned that you were chained to the bed on set. Now, was that easy to just pull off, or did you have to keep calling someone over like, hey, can you let me out of this thing? Or were you actually
Yeah,
sitting
no, I had
there?
to call someone. They had to let me out of it. It was
Okay.
all very, yeah, clunky. Yes.
No one ever forgot about you or anything, that you were like hanging over there?
No, luckily not.
Okay, good. Just making sure. So switching base a bit, just about Georgina. How have you been during this whole crazy year? Like, what do you kind of pass the time during all this? Like, what, any passions or hobbies you do?
Um, I've been working, actually, really luckily. I've been on, I'm doing an Apple TV series called Suspicion, and we started at the beginning of last year, and we did have about 5 months, 6 months off, like everybody did. And to be honest, there's a lot of watching TV, sitting on the sofa. I like to do embroidery, so I've got lots of
Okay.
I've been doing, and I like reading as well, so lots of reading.
Oh, that's great. And you just mentioned too, because I was going to ask you about that, the Suspicion show. Is there anything you can tell us about it, or like what can we expect? Is it a thriller? Is it mystery?
Yeah, it's a thriller. It's a really exciting story, actually. It's, about this group of people who are accused of kidnapping someone, and they have to prove their innocence, and they sort of end up going on the run and are trying to figure out what happened and how it happened. It's hard to talk about because there's lots of spoilers,
Sure.
but it's going to be fantastic. I'm very
Oh, I
excited.
can't wait. That's going to be on Apple, you said, right? Can't wait. So that's exciting. And then what's interesting too is I always love seeing what anytime an actress, I'm a fan of her actor, posts about shows they like. I always take that as like a big recommendation. And I trust your taste because I remember you had posted about binging Dark and loving Dark on Netflix. Is there
Yeah.
any other TV or movie you've watched recently that you can suggest to your fans? Because I think a lot of people love hearing their kind of like heroes, what they like to watch.
So what have I been watching recently? I watched the HBO documentary about Woody Allen, which I thought was fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Dark, it's quite intense, but I thought it was brilliant. So I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, no, that's a good warm up for people for Wildcat. So if you want to watch really dark stuff, you go back to back. Boom. There you go. Now, also, do you want to get more into behind the scenes ever, like writing or directing? I think you have a history of writing a bit, right? Correct me if I'm.
Yeah, no, I'm actually doing a master's at the moment in screenwriting. So I
Oh,
would
nice.
like to do that. Yeah, in the future, I'd definitely like to get into writing. I don't know about directing, but it seems to be something that, if you've got a lot of experience, there's lots of actors that are kind of moving into the directing place. I mean, I love Olivia Wilde. I think she's done that so well. So, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, hell yeah. Then that's great. And that's fun to see actors branching out to that people can kind of relate and trust their process, and be cool to see you direct some stuff and write more stuff. Now, I had mentioned before that my favorite Black Mirror episode is Hang the DJ. So I have to ask you about that because do you feel like the amazement of like how good that episode was, but just being in a big show like that and being in just one episode that touches a lot of people and sticks with people, do you like, I don't even know how to ask this question because it's a weird question, but like, are you aware of like maybe that hangs around with people? Like, did you feel like, wow, this is awesome. Like I'm in this show and a lot of people are talking about it. And like, people are just fans of you just from maybe that episode alone. I could say that's what got me into your career, but do you feel that at all on the other side? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I knew Black Mirror was a big show. It was already a big show before I got onto it, and I was so excited. I really wanted to be in Black Mirror, so I really kind of like I auditioned for lots of different episodes and really worked to get myself on that show. When we were filming it, I don't think we knew how it would be received. It was a lot different as well in tone. I guess a bit like San Junipero, where it's sort of different tone than the rest of the series, which is really dark. But I just enjoyed the experience so much. I think we all did. So I'm really glad that that transcended to people watching it and that they enjoyed watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's just good for me to hear as a fan. Cause like, I'm excited. Cause like, yeah, I still think about that episode and I think about your performance in it. I thought it was just amazing. But yeah. And one more thing I have to ask, because in research for this interview yesterday, I actually saw an article and video speculating that you might be the next Doctor on Doctor Who. Can you give any truth to this rumor, or is this all just rumors?
This is all just rumors.
Okay.
Truth to the rumor. I have not
Okay.
heard anything about Doctor Who, it's a funny rumor. It's
Okay.
entertaining.
All right, because I thought I struck gold because I'm seeing everyone like the day before I'm researching for was just like next Doctor Who, Georgina Campbell. I'm like, whoa, okay. Had to ask. But before I let you go, is there anything you want to tell your fans? Like, what's the reason they should give Wildcat a shot? Like, what should we look forward to? Why should we watch it?
I think people should watch Wildcats. I think hopefully it's really entertaining. It's a really exciting film, and it's it's very empowering for like a woman, and it's action, and she really overcomes all the odds. And yeah, I just think it's really entertaining.
Yes, and I could totally support that statement she's made. Everyone check it out. It's coming out in select theaters this Friday and releases digital and on demand April 27th. That is Wildcat. You don't want to miss it. You get to see Georgina Campbell absolutely crush it here. Georgina, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to talk to you in the future.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Bye.